This is Coffee Break with Val Feeney.
Hi, everybody. This is Val Feeney from Gordon Atlantic Insurance, and welcome to the first episode of Business Interrupted. The purpose of this show is to speak to local and professional experts all over a cup of coffee that you can digest in the morning on LinkedIn before you really dive into your day. So without further ado, our first guest is Will McPhee from System Support. Hi, Will.
Morning, Val. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, all things considering. With COVID-19 keeping us for the most part all in home or, stuck in our offices, what are you looking forward to the most when this all ends?
I can't wait to get back to the gym. I'm one of those weirdos who loves going super early in the morning, and the home workouts with one kettlebell and some resistance bands have gotten boring. I can't wait to get back to the barbell.
I hear you. That's great, man. Sweet. So why don't you tell us about what you and your firm do?
Yep, so we are a managed IT services provider, which is a fancy, well-branded way of saying we act as the IT department for small and medium-sized businesses. So we handle everything from helping you figure out what type of computer to choose for your office administrator, all the way to keeping you protected from the latest cyber threats. So we anything that has to do with computers, we either take care of it directly or know somebody who does.
Gotcha. So when it comes to COVID-19, you guys have been in the thick of things from everyone doing that just fire drill to work from home.
Yes. So that whole essential employee thing, it was very telling that it was the part of Homeland Security was the cybersecurity and infrastructure that actually designated the essential employees. So in every sector, IT got labeled as, you bet you're coming to work.
Gotcha. Interesting. So, what's the most common question you guys are getting from your clients?
These days, it's absolutely getting, how do I get remote set up? How do I get access to this data? There's kind of upended on how people are used to working. But luckily, because there are so many cloud systems that are already implemented, it's getting people used to working with what they already have. You'd be surprised how many times people are invested in IT infrastructure. They don't actually get all the pieces of it until their feet are held to the fire. So we've helped a lot of customers remote onto machines in the office, move data into resources like Google Drive or SharePoint from Microsoft to be able to get access to their data at home and keep things running.
So what's the biggest thing your prospects or clients are missing, or what's the biggest thing that clients can do right now to be prepared?
The biggest thing is understanding where your data is and how you're actually working with it. You'd be surprised how many people, most of the business just runs on Word docs, Excel docs, and PowerPoint. And that if you run on just the basic three, you can just run those in a web browser with something like Office 365. Or if you don't trust Microsoft and you trust the other demon, Google, you can run through with Google instead using G Sheets, Google Docs, and everything. And then that allows you to just work from a web browser. It doesn't matter what your computer is. As long as you can get to the internet, you can get to your data.
Yep. And then surely a lot of people have been asking about webcams and all that jazz for all the new online video like we're doing today, right?
Yeah. A lot of people have looked for cameras, and they are sold out almost everywhere. So my advice has been, hold off. Just better hope your current laptop can support it.
Gotcha. Yep. Supply and demand, right? So, shifting away from what you guys do professionally to you personally, give me one service or platform or something you just discovered personally during this quarantine time that's made your life better.
I have to say, I haven't really discovered too many new online platforms. It's Netflix and the Amazon Prime are the usual suspects for, relaxing at the end of a long day. But I've actually been working on electronics. So I've been wiring up guitar pedals in my spare time. So
Nice.
I did find a website for troubleshooting, and it's cut out like 16 steps of where I'm usually tearing my hair out. Oh my God, why doesn't this thing work? And they had some quick tests of how to get around those issues. So that's made my life super easy and making my hobby less of an aggravation.
Sounds fun. And finally, to wrap it up, food supply chains have been disrupted. People aren't getting the typical food that they normally get, whether it's takeout or a specialty item from the grocery store. What's the food that you're craving the most when this is all over, you're getting right away?
Some authentic ramen. I love ramen and Vietnamese pho. I love those soups. I know the weather's starting to get warmer, but I love those soups no matter what. So it's just not the same on takeout, because then you got to take the broth home, reheat it, and do all that extra work instead of just the bowl showing up. You go to town, you leave full. I'm very much looking forward to that again.
That's awesome. Well, Will, thank you for being my guinea pig of sorts on the first episode of Business Interrupted. Will McPhee from Systems Support. I recommend him highly and his firm to many of my clients. They are the best of the best, located in Marshfield, Massachusetts. Thanks for joining us, Will.
Thanks for having me, Val.